Anyway, without further ado, let's get out of the car. And let's stop the car first, obviously. I'm not going to just get out now when it's still going. That would be a bit foolish. Let's stop the car, park up, and go and take this picture of this tree.
What did I say?
During the meanwhilest.
During the meanwhilest? No, I don't like that at all.
Well, hello. It's a rather excitable Dexter and me, because he's seen sheep everywhere, all around us. Nothing but sheep. We're on a little remote mountain road, just off the Black Mountain between Bryn Aman and Llangadog in South Wales, just outside the Brecon Beacons. And we've come up to take a picture of a lone tree growing out of some rocks on the side of the mountain. Not very exciting, but today conditions are perfect. It's foggy. It really couldn't be any better for what we want to do. It took us a while to find it though. We came here about this time last year when I took some pictures of Carreg Cennin Castle, which I'll pop up on the screen now. And after taking those pictures on the way back, we happened across these really lovely lone trees. Came back here today and I took a wrong turn, rather foolishly. And we got, well, you can't get lost these days because of GPS, but we got kind of lost. GPS isn't much use out here because half the time you're looking at the map and we're not even on a road, even though we are, or we're on some sort of road. Sorry for the jiggliness of this footage if it is jiggly, but the roads are not great. They're very, very rutted and potholy. Anyway, without further ado, let's get out of the car. And let's stop the car first, obviously. I'm not going to just get out now when it's still going. That would be a bit foolish. Let's stop the car, park up, and go and take this picture of this tree. Over there, to the west, I guess, is Carreg Cennin Castle. I took a couple of pictures of that about this time last year, and I'll pop those up on the screen now. But the reason I come here today is to take a lovely picture of a lone tree growing out the side of the mountain. I'll swing you around in a second to show you the composition I've got. Conditions really couldn't be any better. It's quite foggy, which is sort of isolating the tree. But I'll swing you around now and I'll show you. It's a bit treacherous because there's rocks everywhere. Hang on, I'll swing you around. There, if I just zoom in, there is the lone tree. There's my camera just in front of it, the GFX50R. And that's the picture I want to take. It's a lovely little scene, really. Yeah, so anyway, here we are. This is it. This is the composition we've got. And I'll talk you through it in a little bit more detail now. So here we are, back home after our little adventure and getting lost in the depths of Carmarthenshire and the Black Mountain. I don't know what happened to the last bit of filming I did. I was filming the back of my GFX and going through the reasoning and the details of my composition and the settings I wanted to use on the camera. But for some reason it didn't record. Now whether I didn't press the button or not, or whether something else happened, I don't know. I'm leaning towards the former because the camera's fine now. It was fine just after when I recorded something else, so it's probably probably all my fault. Anyway, we're back now, and what I'm going to do now is edit this image in Lightroom. I was going to do it in Capture One, but to be honest, I can't tell the difference with my GFX50R files between Capture One and Lightroom. With the X-T3, yes, you can tell the difference. With GFX, I don't think you can. And I'm much more comfortable with my Lightroom workflow and methodology. If you do want to see me process an image with Capture One, then by all means let me know in the comments below, and I'll do my utmost to take a picture with the X-T3 and then process it with that piece of software instead of Lightroom. Anyway, for now, let's hop over to my iMac, as they say, and let's edit this image. Right, well, here we are in Lightroom, and these are the images I shot yesterday. I've got two basic compositions. I've got this one here, where the base of the tree, or the tree trunk, is placed on the bottom left third, and then you've got this tree here, and this one here, and this road. Now, I don't really like this composition because this tree, I feel, is too dominant, and this road is ugly. I really don't like it. So the image that I actually prefer is this one. Now here I've placed the base of the tree in the center of the image, with a tree growing out to the right. But I like this because you've got these two trees here, and by the time I crop some of this out, which I'll do in a second, this is going to become a lot less dominant, and you'll see a lot less of this ugly road as well. So let's hop into the develop module. I'm going to crop it first. I'm going to print this later at 19 by 13, so I'm going to crop it to a 19 by 13 crop, and I'm going to bring it in this side to get rid of some of this tree here. I don't want too much of the tree, and I certainly don't want too much of this road, so I'm going to get rid of all this. And I'm going to bring it in this side just to get rid of this little distraction here and these couple of rocks. So this is my final crop. Now, when I was composing this image, or setting up the composition, I felt it really important to have clear air all around the tree. So I didn't want these branches interacting at all with this tree here or this tree here. I felt that was really important to have this clear air in between them. Otherwise, this composition, it wouldn't have worked. It really wouldn't have worked. So there was a lot of fine-tuning involved here, like sort of a step to the right or a step to the left, a step back, fiddling about with my new geared head. Yeah, so that's the composition I rested on. Now what I'm going to do now is cool it down a fair bit, because I don't want it too warm. I want it a lot cooler than I shot it. I'm going to add a little bit of contrast, not too much, but the image is a little bit flat without it. I'm going to add some vibrance, but then I'm going to desaturate the image almost down to black and white. I want this to be a really sort of desaturated image, but I don't want a mono image. I want the sort of hints of the desaturated green. The last thing I'm going to do is deal with this tree. There's a fair bit of shadow detail to bring out, and even got like a little snail shell there. The resolution on this GFX50R is, it's more than enough. It's all you need. Trust me, you don't need a GFX100S. Right. I could raise shadows globally to deal with that, or I could do it locally and just brush in the shadow detail on the tree. But I quite like that. I bring the highlights down a smidge. I know I added some contrast, but just a little bit more. There we are. I think I'm quite happy with that. I'm just going to pop it into Photoshop now, just to get rid of these sort of bright areas here, these kind of like distracting little marks. I think they were pebbles or bits of sheep wool in the grass. I'm just going to get rid of those, do my usual border patrol to get rid of anything unsightly on the borders, and then I'll show you the final print. But I'll pop up the this image now, along with a couple of other edits that I've done. But I think this is my favourite one. Well, here is the final image. Well, I got 3 of them, in fact. I got 3 final images. I'll put the one I like up last, or I'll put the one I like most up at last. But let me know in the comments which one you prefer. They're broadly similar, but obviously slightly different. But yeah, let me know which one you prefer in the comments below, and also let me know if you've enjoyed this little outing into the foggiest of days in Carmarthen. We're actually very lucky we went yesterday, because today it is gloriously sunny, and the weather forecast for the next 2 weeks or so, I'm filming this at the end of March, the forecast for the next 2 weeks or so are for really sunny weather. Right, that's it from Dexter and me for this week. We hope you found this in some way interesting, informative, entertaining even. I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll be back with some more content probably next weekend. You never know. Until then, look after yourselves, stay safe, stay well, and we'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.
You can say just what you want to. There's no reason for you to hide. How you keep love as your captain, gives you warmth in the cold of your night. And you keep all your pleasures where they're easy for you to find. You have a vision, you believe that you could run to darkness or light. You're so rich in perception and so easily layered, with your words of persuasion and your hands